أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم وسهل مخرجهم واشرنا معهم وارزقنا شفاعتهم. Our present short video clip is on the subject and topic of Bada, which is one of the fundamental principles in OSOOLE DEEN in Tawheed, in which the Shia Imamiyya believe. Shia Imamiyya Athna Shari have firm belief and faith in Bada. And there has been some misconception about Bada at its general lookout when you look at superficial to the subject. Let us proceed by first defining it. What does it mean? Bada meaning revealing after concealing, or alteration in the divine will, is a Shia Islamic Aqidah belief regarding the will of God. It refers to God revealing His will about a decision wherein the people thought His will had already been made on that issue, as Shia believe that God has knowledge of the ultimate outcome. Shia 12ers, along with other Shiite sects such as the Zaydis, reject the predestination, al-Jabr. We don't have pure Jabr, nor there is no pure free will. As Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, La Jabr wal IKTHYAR al-amru الامرين. And the latest neuroscience, Bensen Jensen, in fact, professor of neurology at the Connecticut University, in his book Biology of the Belief, has penned on the same issue of free will and predestination in his language as a secret between nature and nurture. Nature, the predestination; nurture, the free will which we groom. So there is a very thin line of demarcation which one cannot comprehend, and that's a secret of Allah Azza wa Jal. So this is what al-amru al-amrين. He concludes in his remark, the truth is that there is neither pure predestination, al-jabr, nor pure free will, that is pure nurture, but the matter is between these two, a secret unable to be known by common human mind. The Shia 12ers, along with other Shiite sects such as the Zaydis, reject predestination. This belief is further emphasized by the Shia concept of Bada, which states that God has not set a definite course for human history. Instead, God may alter the course of human history as is seen to be fit. 12ers believe matters relating to the human destiny is of two kinds, which we find in Quran al-Majid, Quran al-Hakim. And they are definite and indefinite. God has power to change everything which He wills, and God's creativity is continuous. Now here is some explanation of Bada. The Shiite concept of Bada can be thoroughly explained through the words of Shaykh Mutahari. In Islam, he says, in Islam there is an issue called Bada, revision or alteration. The concept of Bada has an apparent meaning which few would regard as acceptable. Some have even criticized the Shiite believing in Bada. The meaning of Bada is revision in divine destiny or alteration in divine destiny, meaning that God has not fixed a definite and final form of the course of human history. In other words, God says to man, you yourself are in charge of the fulfillment of divine destiny, and it is you who can advance, stop or reverse the course of history, as Quran Majid says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. And then Allah Azza wa Jal on many occasions says, "Ud'uni astajib lakum." If something was not going to happen in our destiny, then what was the point in asking in dua? When dua is not going to be accepted, or when the destiny is going to be not to be changed. We know that Allah accepts duas. He himself is saying, inviting us, "Ud'uni astajib lakum." Call me, I respond you. It means with dua the destiny may change, right? So we find here two types of law. One is Lawh Mahfuz, the fixed tablet, and Lawh Mahwe Isbatu Nafi, the tablet that can be erased and rewritten. These are all from Ayat al-Qur'ani Hakim. Now, we can then improve our definition as Bada literally means manifestation and appearance, and in the parlance of Shia scholars, it applies to the change in the natural course of someone's destiny as a result of his or her righteous and wholesome behavior. From this, we come to one point, that change and alteration and revision is based on action of human beings, the creatures. It is not due to Allah. It is in the ilm of Allah that if such a person will do good, his lifespan will change, will increase. If he goes in the reverse, in evil deeds, for example, it will go in the reverse. In the same way, if one leaves everything on predestination and does not go for doing prayer for his goodwill, then he will go as per what is written to him in Lawh Mahfuz. But if he prays, of course there will be change in his destination, time, health, all these will count. So the change is in human behavior, and that is known to Allah. Now, Allah has kept all this knowledge of free will, predestination of a person. He will opt or will not opt. Based on it, it is all in Lawh Mahfuz. He knows all that. But within Lawh Mahfuz itself, it is in the free will and predestination in Lawh Mahwe Isbatu Nafi, that as a qanun, as a law, it is in Lawh Mahfuz written that the law in Lawh Mahfuz is that if one does good, his span will increase. And if one does evil, his span will lessen, will decrease. So the law, Qada, Qadr, they are in Lawh Mahfuz. That Qadr is measure. For example, each element's half-life period. Qada is Qanun, the law. Based on that law and this measure, all things will be determined. That is Lawh Mahfuz. And Jabr wal IKTHYAR is in Lawh Mahwe Isbatu Nafi. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. There is a good example given by Imam Sadiq alayhi salam of Bada that made me first time understand very easily compared to all its philosophy.